Gulf of Alaska. 500,000 square miles of raw, frigid, open water. A breeding ground for monster storms, hurricane-force winds, and tsunami-sized waves. It can be especially dangerous and unpredictable in the spring. And the crew of the Northern Belle is suddenly caught in one of those deadly seasonal storms.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is the Northern Belle.
4 people are on board, but they're about to be swallowed by the sea.
We're going down.
It's mid-April. The 75-foot fishing tender Northern Belle is heading out on a 2-week crabbing trip. It's loaded down with extra cargo that the crew plans to drop along the way. First mate Bob Jack is joined by deckhands Todd Navila and Nicole Esau, an adventurous young woman on her very first voyage. At the helm, Captain Rob Royer, a skipper who lives and breathes crabbing and fishing. 2 days out of Yucatan Bay, about 100 miles south of the mainland, the crew hits trouble.
That morning, Captain Rob and I had been listening to the weather report, so we knew that bad weather was coming.
The Northern Belle is too far out to turn back. Several hours after the weather warning, the wind suddenly starts whipping. The ship is hit with giant waves, and with the added weight of the cargo, starts taking on water.
I yelled at Captain Rob. I said, "There's a problem. We need to check this out." Captain Rob went down to the engine room.
When Captain Rob came back, he was very pale, and we all knew something was wrong. The engine room was flooded. We were going down.
He was very, very scared.
Now, every second counts. The seawater is 40 degrees. Cold water robs the body of heat 30 times faster than air. If your body temperature dips below 90 degrees, you'll lose control of your limbs. In this frigid sea, the crew of the Northern Belle would be dead in 5 to 10 minutes without survival suits.
I immediately ran to the survival suits and grabbed them out of instinct.
The entire crew frantically scrambles into their orange survival suits.
That's when Captain Rob ran back into the wheelhouse.
The crew doesn't know it at the time, but Captain Rob ran back to the wheelhouse to radio for help.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is the Northern Belle. We're at 59 degrees, 10 minutes north.
It's the most terrifying thing that you can ever even imagine.
We have 4 passengers on board.
Skipper Mike England is on his boat 40 miles away, and it will take him 4 hours to get there. He helps the only way he can, relaying information over the radio to the Coast Guard.
They have 4 people aboard. That is 4.
I felt very helpless at the time because I'm so far away.
The Coast Guard is now the Northern Belle's only hope, and they're 3 hours away in Kodiak, Alaska.
We're getting in a life raft here. We're going down.
But in the chaos, the life raft is blown overboard. The crew knows they'll have to dive into subarctic water without it.
The boat was turning, and it became almost vertical. So the boat was almost straight up and down. So that window there became my platform to jump off of. It became my floor.
At that time, I put my right leg up over the rail, pushed off, went on my back. I went underwater. As I opened my eyes, I watched the cargo was just unloading, toppling over.
Vessel Northern Belle, this is Tom Kodiak, Roger. Request a description of your vessel.
Suddenly, the Northern Belle stops answering the Coast Guard's calls. Its radio goes eerily silent.
Understand you have 4 persons on board, over.
The Northern Belle went down in just 3 minutes.
3 minutes isn't a long time when you're trying to assess the situation, get your crew together, trying to call the Coast Guard. You definitely don't have time to answer any questions. When somebody does not respond, you know the situation's very bad.
The entire crew is now in the open ocean. The Coast Guard knows the only thing keeping them alive are those thick neoprene survival suits. But for how long?
You're going to be cold, and there's going to be water seeping in around your cheeks and around the top of your head. It doesn't keep you warm. It just keeps your body temperature stable enough to survive.
The only remnants of the Northern Belle, her cargo and trash. When the Coast Guard finally arrives, more than 3 hours after the Mayday call, Bob and Nicole are together. Even in the survival suits, their body temp has dropped to close to 90 degrees. They have less than 30 minutes to live. The The two are nearly frozen on a piece of wood and about to give up.
I knew I was dying. I knew that death was the next. It was inevitable. It was coming.
Bob and Nicole are unaware that the captain had made that desperate call to the Coast Guard.
So we're both waving our arms up, like, here we are, we're alive.
There's a lot of things that make you happy in life, but seeing a rescue plane after over 3 hours flying in the sky, it's got to be the most intense thing that I've ever experienced in my life.
But Bob is barely hanging on. His survival suit is ripped, and the cold water is killing him.
Swimmer, swim to your 1 o'clock.
Roger, I got him in sight.
When I swam up to him, I asked them if they were injured, and she responded with, no, I'm fine, but I think he's having a heart attack.
Hypothermia kills in stages. In the most severe stage, just before death, the muscles shut down, the mind gets fuzzy, and the heart experiences irregular rhythms. That's exactly what's happening to Bob Jack.
Swimmer, split the survivor in the basket. Easy left. Basket's coming up.
I was delirious. I was on a point of unconsciousness.
Survivor's coming inside the cabin.
As Bob gets treated for hypothermia, the rescue team refocuses on Nicole.
Target sight, basket's going out the door.
The swells are now much stronger. Alex has to struggle to get her in the basket.
I was so relieved that I was being pulled up out of the water.
Basket's at the cabin door. Basket's coming inside.
2 of the 4 crew members are now safe. The others are nowhere in sight. But the Coast Guard still has a plane and a helicopter searching, and they're not about to give up.
Our goal is to recover every crew member, dead or alive.
Then, 2 miles from where the chopper picked up Nicole and Bob, the pilot of the C-130 spots a lone survivor. The Coast Guard plane makes several passes trying to get close enough to drop a life raft. On the 11th pass, they hit their target. The chopper races to the scene in a matter of minutes. It's crewman Todd Navila, exhausted on the raft, convulsing from the cold.
Roger, target in sight. Swimmer's going down.
I asked him if he was okay, and he was uninjured. He was very coherent.
But Todd just got out of the water after clinging to a pallet for more than 3 hours. He's freezing and so scared he does not want to get out of that raft.
Said, you have to get back in the water. I'm like, ain't no way in hell I'm getting in the water. I'm going to die. I'm not getting in the water.
Swimmer's going to swim in the basket. Easy left.
The diver has to force him in the basket.
Survivor's out of the water.
Now there are 3 survivors.
I seen Bob and Nicole, and they both feel we all had tears in their eyes. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, we survived.
But their joy is short-lived. Their brave captain didn't make it. True to the Coast Guard's mission, his body's been recovered and is in the chopper with them.
It was hard to see him like that, hard to see him lifeless in the helicopter.
He's dead. You know, this is my friend.
The survivors know they really shouldn't be alive, and they understand they wouldn't be if not for the courageous final actions of Captain Rob.
The absolutely only thing that saved us was calling in the right longitude and latitude, which he gave a precise location.
We're at 59 degrees.
I owe him my life. He saved my life.
And he's a good guy all around. He's a hell of a guy. You can say the sea took a good man away. But if you don't respect the sea, it'll take you.